Kitty Anderson, board certified, coaching menopause since 2017. We collaborate to build your personal plans. Jumpstartaip at Gmail. This video will cover how we talk about nutrition. Keep in mind that your HRT will not work well without nutrition. This is the healthy cell bias, which becomes even more critical at menopause. Here I am jumping off a 20-foot cliff in a canyon with my family. I wasn't left out of the fun. I had nutrients and HRT. I am not the diet police, but other people are.
I want to get something off my chest because it was so shocking. So I've been taking a diversity class, right? And it's full of people of color, young women. This is at a university level. And we're talking about respectful language. We're talking about pronouns, right? So sexuality. We're talking about identity. We're talking about everything psychological and sociological, but not biological, right? And we have a number of students with autism in the room, and they will apologize for their behavior because it is not neurotypical behavior. And I have studied high IQ autism for the last year. So what was really sad to me was at the end of the semester, we were each allowed 10 minutes to do a manifesto to say what we learned in the course. Of course, I got to talk about my channel and how that has affected the 2,000 to 3,000 users in their biological health, right? I'm working on psychological, but also biological health with support from HRT, nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, toxin and pharma reduction. And I showed a small video from my channel so they could get a sample of that. And I talk about liver. Of course, you've heard me talk about this. And she cut me off. She, Miss Diversity, Miss Inclusion, is a vegetarian. So she was religious and she lied and said, "You're out of time, Kitty."
This professor was excluding menopausal women.
She just jumped in, sliced my project in half, stopped my voice. This is the world, people. If you are religious about your diet, you're going to end up in the emergency room. I'm sorry. Vegans are missing 22 vitamins and minerals.
Veganism is against the law for children in many countries.
Also, undereating protein. They don't know it. They think plant protein is equal to animal protein. It is not. It is not, and it never will be. So I'm gentle in the way I propose this so that you can start to understand nutrition. But if you come at this in a violent manner, you are painting yourself in a corner. So there are people out there that will chop you in half, even though they believe in diversity. So they talk out of one side of their mouth with a PhD, and then they chop your speech in half. It's crazy.
This client ended up in an emergency situation based on diet.
Okay.
No, but that is really when everything just started to cycle out of control.
Right.
So she had low hormones and she thought she could fix it with an extreme diet.
Right.
Dealing with that, didn't know what it was from. I just said, I'm going to go vegan. You know, I had no clue. And then you talk at histamine intolerance that many years ago, there really was nothing. There was
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about it. They had no clue. They still really don't, honestly.
Right.
And I decided I'm going to go vegan, and I'm not a vegan. Okay, I like my meat, and that ended me into the hospital. Well, not the hospital, to my doctor. My head swelled like this, on steroids. With
Coaching informs you. This is not dictation.
Just remember, you have food choices to make. You are a bag of chemistry, and you want to put in some positive chemistry that your body knows how to use. And we are omnivores by nature, right? I also do not recommend carnivore. I don't recommend anything that's nutrient poor. So carnivores have to live without phytonutrients. Who wants that? So I'm not going to do the details here, but in coaching, I give little checklists. That is your advantage to coming to coaching, is that you get everything summarized. We explore your feelings first. I don't slam into you with my checklists. Those are after a session, after a thorough discussion, after me understanding your values and your needs, and me trying to help you move along a path towards higher nutrients. So there's lots of obstacles to this, and we build our action plans in coaching, and it's all personal. If I put a lot of pressure on somebody, they will resist. That is the nature of diet information, right? So that you have a particular philosophy, you've come to this after thoughtful examination. You might be a rule follower. You might be a kind of person who just likes an easy designed, an easy thing. For example, fasting. People are going on the fasting bandwagon because there's no cooking. It is easy. Not eating is easy. But we know that these people have brain damage from malnutrition, typically, because you can't get the nutrients into 2 meals a day. So in coaching, we count your nutrients. We make your food visible to you from a nutrient lens, right? We want to start looking at this differently. And then we're going to combine it with your psychological needs for flavors and making it sustainable, right? You need an action plan that's personal to you and your flavors, right? We need to bind those flavors so that you'll be motivated to eat. Food is very psychological, very, very psychological. But you might be a person who just wants the shortest path, right? Wants to spend the least amount of time in the kitchen, wants to do the least amount of planning. So we take those values and we build plans. So that's how it works. It's a very gentle process. I don't want you to think that this is me dictating. I don't dictate. In fact, you'll be more motivated if it's your idea. If it's your idea. So just explore a lot about your history.
If this was helpful, please share. Let's help some people.